Hello students, today is September the 2nd, 2020, and we are here in our 6th grade computer class. We're going to talk about why it is you can't necessarily believe everything you even hear and see, because we're going to edit videos today, we're going to edit audio today and make an actual audio clip completely say the opposite of what the person meant for it to do. And we're not doing this because I want you to create disinformation and confuse people. No, that's not what I want you to do. I want you to use your powers for good and not for evil. But I want you to understand how easy it is for people to manipulate and change things like audio in this case, but also video, so that you'll be more savvy and maybe you won't be as quickly tricked. All right? So what we're going to do today is I'm going to actually post this into our Google Classroom. This is your third editing practice, okay? And so this is the activity that we're going to do today. In addition to that, I'm assigning you your actual oral history interview. So it'll be a great thing to do over the weekend. You're going to have next week to get it done. So it's going to be due at the end of next week on Friday. But that is your real interview with your family member, hopefully. And if you're having trouble getting somebody to agree to do the interview, talk to me. I will be happy to help you figure that out, because there's several different ways that we can do that. But that family oral history interview has the instructions here, and you're going to, just like your practice, have at least 5 questions. You're going to shoot for 3 to 5 minutes. If you want to do longer, you can, but I want you to turn one into me that's no more than 5 minutes long, okay? What's that? You did, yeah, you did a practice, but this is the real one. So you're going to do it at home with your family member, with whoever that person is, parent, grandparent, somebody else. Yes?
I have no internet.
Okay, did it just go down yesterday, or?
It went down on Tuesday.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. This isn't due till next Friday. I debated on whether to even wait till we had our iPads, because when you have your iPad, you don't have to have internet. You can just have an app and you can do it. So
We're not allowed to bring our iPads home. Yeah.
It's going to be a while. I think that you eventually will, but this is also part of the reason I didn't delay, that I wanted to go ahead and do that. Sage?
I don't know how to be able to do it because Labor Day weekend I'm going on an RV.
Yeah, you don't have to do it over Labor Day weekend. I'm just saying if you want to, you can. You'll have all next week. It's not going to be due till Friday. So you'll have plenty of time. And if we have difficulties like that, I actually have some portable battery-operated recorders, so I would think your internet's going to be up, sometime soon. But if it's not, talk to me on Tuesday when we come back from Labor Day, and I'll actually bring some of my recorders, and we have other ways to do it. Because I like what I'm doing right now with TwistedWave. It's really nice, but it does rely on internet access, and we have ways to record that don't require internet. Charlie? Okay, let me get the questions here. I want to show.
I remember. Is there cellular data on the
Is there what?
cellular data?
On the iPad?
Uh-huh.
Not on the ones we're ordering. We're getting Wi-Fi only, because somebody would have to pay a contract to do that. Okay, so here's our activity today. Your third practice interview. This is with yourself, but you're going to edit and you're going to learn to delete, amplify, and normalize. Let me explain. When you click on TwistedWave, you are going to, of course, create a new document. And in this case, I'm going to intentionally say that I don't like something, and you're going to see the waveforms of my voice as it comes across. And because I'm going to say this really slow, it's going to be real easy for me to highlight and delete something, okay? So this is just going to be a demonstration. You don't have to do the exact same demonstration the same way I'm doing it, but I want you to use these same tools to show me that you can cut, amplify, and normalize. So here we go. Whenever we do a recording, we always want to say a couple things. I want to say my name, okay? So in your case, you'll say your first name. What else? The date. Today is the, September 2nd. Okay, and then you want to give people an idea of what you're about to talk about. Okay, that's like your introduction, just like you do when you write a paper. So here we go. Hello, everyone. Today is September the 2nd, 2020. This is Dr. Fryer here in Cassidy School, and we're going to talk about editing some audio files. I have a confession to make to you. I really don't like mushrooms. In fact, every time that my mother would make mushrooms, I would probably want something else. I just don't like mushrooms. Stop. Okay, so if I play this. September 2nd, 2020, this is Dr. Fryer here in Cassidy's school, and we're going to talk about editing some audio files. I have a confession to make to you. I really don't like mushrooms. Oh, look what I can do when I'm editing my audio. I can highlight a word, especially when I give it a pause like I did. Don't. What will happen if I press the delete key right now?
It's going to go away.
It's going to go away. So let's listen to that now that I have modified it. Audio files. I have a confession to make to you. I really like mushrooms.
That sounds so real.
It did, because I exactly cut out that one word. Okay? So, a couple things I want you to realize. Number one, you'll probably, of course, make some mistakes. Is it scary? Should we talk about that for a little bit? Well, actually, let's do. Chaz, why mention to me or explain to us why does that strike you as a little scary?
Because anyone can do that real easily.
Because, yeah, you saw how easy it is. I'm using a free tool. Now, I recorded it so that I had a nice pause before I said don't. So it was very, it was easier for me to select that. But it was easy. Anybody else have another thought of why that's kind of scary? Blythe?
People can target others so they can make it seem like they said something
Yes.
that may be offensive to some people, and when that actually didn't happen, it's just
Absolutely. It's edited and manipulated. So, Graham, did you have a thought?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Okay. So in this case, I'm not inserting somebody else's voice, but you can kind of see where this can go. Mitchell?
Like, for example, one thing that I think kind of scary, like people can manipulate your voice to say something you didn't like. Maybe you really like mushrooms. You're like, I really like mushrooms.
Yep.
And it's like, even though people say I don't like mushrooms, I do. And then
Yeah.
people make it so say
You can flip with something like that, as easy as one highlight and a delete. I have just flipped the recording to say the exact reverse of what I actually said.
do you actually like them or you
Well,
don't?
I really don't actually. I mean, I will eat them on a pizza if I have to get along with everybody, which I sometimes do. But one thing that's nice about being sort of the dad in our family is usually I get to help order the food, and so usually I don't order mushrooms. So anyway, that part of it is true. So this is why I like this lesson a lot. I want you all to be thinking about it because we're only doing audio right now. And one of the good things about this is, can you see yourself not changing the meaning of your audio? Could it be helpful that now you will know how to cut something out?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right. So that's what I would say when you're recording with your parent or your grandparent or whoever, and if you make a mistake, you don't have to start over. You can say, that's okay, let's just skip that, let's just do that part again, if you want to, okay? And that way you can go in now and delete that part. Or if the dog barks or somebody drops a glass on the floor or something, you can actually cut that out. Okay, so that's number one. Let me show you the next part. I'm going to go to the end of this, and I want to record a little bit more. So I'm going to click my record button, and I'm going to whisper, okay? Let's see. I'll tell you about guacamole and another little food secret. So I'm going to tell you something else about food that has to do with avocados. I really don't like avocados. But I do enjoy eating guacamole a lot, which is weird because guacamole is made with avocados. So let me play this and tell me what the problem is. That has to do with avocados. I really don't like avocados. But I do enjoy eating. What's the problem with that?
It was very quiet.
It's very quiet. So again, watch this. I'm going to highlight that part. You can see that's the quiet part because the waveform is not as big. You can go up in TwistedWave to effects, and you can amplify. Check this out. So I can go amplify and choose how much I want to amplify it by. Now, probably somebody's going to be like, I want to do the whole thing. And guess what? That is probably going to be too much. It's going to be too loud.
Listen to it?
We can. With avocados, I really don't like avocados.
Sounds
But
like you're
I
on
do
a flight.
enjoy
That's what my
eating.
sister
So that's
has
a little loud. So I can undo that. I can go to edit, undo, amplify. I will probably not choose to do it as fully as that, but you get to decide, and you can also see how well does that fit in with the rest of your recording. To do with avocados. I really don't like avocados.
It sounds weird.
You can still see that or hear that I'm changing my voice a little bit, but you can pick it up and hear it better because it's been amplified, and you can actually see that.
I really don't like them. You're whispering loudly.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
really like avocados.
Okay, here's the last thing I'm going to show you, okay? Let's say that I highlight this and I amplify the heck out of it. So I go to amplify all the way, and some people are doing this.
Can we listen to that?
Yeah, what happens with this is it's actually peaking out, and so it's going to be distorted. I'm going to tell you something else about food. And when you record something, it depends on how close you are to the microphone and also the sensitivity setting and whatever. So the last thing to show you is normalize. You can highlight something, and especially if it is recorded at a higher level like that, when you go into normalize, look what happens. Oh, it's so nice.
I'm gonna do it all.
So I'm going to tell you something else about food that has to basically fixed it. Okay.
So it makes it louder if it's too quiet.
What normalize tries to do is make everything at a consistent volume and be where it doesn't hurt your ears. Okay. So we're going to have our headphones on as we do our activity. By the way, if I close this window right now, what will have happened to my file? It will just go away. So please make sure you remember, send to Google Drive. Give it a good name. If you want to call this test 3 or interview 3 or something, you can. So it's going to save it as the edited version. So all the changes that I made to it are going to be on there. And then I want you to turn that file into me for this assignment. Okay?
What are we recording?
A practice interview with yourself. And you can, if there's other foods, you don't have to do foods you don't like. You can do something else. But I want you to use the cut to demonstrate for yourself and to me that you understand, here's how I delete something. Here's how I edit it. So if you want to do something like that where you say, I really don't like octopus, then you can delete the word. Calamari. I think calamari is okay. All right, so when you're done today, here's what I want you to do. I want you to actually go to let me show you where our class blog is because I have a link. There's a public link. When you go to your Cassidy bookmarks, actually now, I don't have these, there's one that says Dr. Fryer's Wonder Links. And it will take you to, and I haven't done a lot of these with you guys this year, but it'll take you to our curiosity links where we show like cool, whatever pictures. I showed 5th grade. I took pictures of the rainbow over the chapel.
Oh, yeah, you showed us too.
Did I show you guys? Okay, cool. So now, though, if you click on blogs, as of yesterday, I actually have the link. This is the link to our Write About blog that's public. So if you have chosen to share yours publicly, you'll have it here, and you can click and read those, leave people comments. I'm actually going to start sharing this out with some other people and probably send that to parents. But also, I want to try to find a class that will write back with us, like maybe a 6th grade class somewhere else. So anyway, as you're writing on your blog, and you can also write on your blog at other times. You don't have to just do this for class. You'll be able to have other people see what you have written. So your assignment today is I want you to go to Write About. I'd like for you to leave at least 2 comments for someone else in our class. And then you can also check out the other posts that people have written. We'll talk more about this, but you can filter. So when I click on posts, if you just want to see one person's like, oh, I wonder what Charlie wrote, or I wonder what Chaz wrote, you can click their name and it'll just show you the post that they've done. You can also view the other class. We're in 6-2. If you want to see what 6-1 has done, you can see their stuff. And the other thing I just started yesterday to do is I put some ideas in here. So I have shared some ideas for writing. Is Snape a villain or a hero? Explain. I actually didn't write any of these. These are ones that other teachers have written. I'm going to write some of my own. But these are just to try to inspire you all as writers and to have some interesting things to be able to write about. So I'm going to stop my